These three stocks linked to businessman Dr. Yu Kwan Chun, that is, Rapid Synergy Berhad, YNH Property Berhad, and IMASPRO have recently succumbed to selling pressure in recent days, prompting Bursa Malaysia to issue unusual market activities, that is UMA, queries to all three of these companies recently. Today in this video, I will do a deep dive into details on what causes the hard crash on the stock price of YNH Property, Rapid Synergy, and IMASPRO, and what are the current latest status of each stock and which stock I would pick personally to invest in and why. If you are keen to find out too, make sure you watch this video till the end. As making video requires loads of efforts and time, I would appreciate to have a like from you if you find the content to be helpful, and do subscribe to my channel if you have not done so in order not to miss out on any of my future uploads. The sell-off of these three stocks in the recent weeks were in fact an extension of the slide in the stock prices of these three companies that have started since late last year. Should the decline in the stock prices over the last 3 months to be taken into consideration, a total of RM 3.73 billion in market value has been lost. While it is not immediately clear as to the reason why these stocks have come under such extreme selling pressure in the recent week, however, both Rapid Synergy and YNH were slapped with qualified opinions from their external auditors in recent months. In October last year, YNH auditor Baker's Tilly Monteiro Heng issued a qualified opinion on its financial statement for the 18 months ended June 30th, 2023 with regards to its joint venture and turnkey contracts for property development work. According to its auditor, YNH Property has failed to disclose a planned RM 150 million acquisition of 2.06 hectare site in Desa Hartamas, Kuala Lumpur. The acquisition was not announced despite a subsidiary, Kasim Berhad, disclosing a land disposal in May 2023. On 19 January recently, YNH replied to Bursa Malaysia as follows. YNH Property oversight pertaining to the turnkey construction agreement. Proposed disposal by Kasim Berhad, a wholly owned subsidiary of YNH Property, on all that freehold vacant land in the Mukim of Kuala Lumpur, Daerah Kuala Lumpur, Negeri Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur for a total cash consideration of RM 170 million only to Sunway Living Space Sdn Berhad, previously bought it at RM 150 million, which is pending approval at its upcoming EGM, which should take place within a month from now. By terminating the turnkey construction agreement and selling the property to third party at RM 170 million, the company is expected to make a profit of RM 20 million and a potential profit of RM 70 million provided that the approval is obtained for increasing the development plot ratio of the property from 5 to 7. On January Wednesday recently, YNH stock price made a short rally up. It gap up to open at 60 cents from previous close at 55.5 cents, made a day all-time high at 82 cents, which was a surge of 47.74% from the previous day close, and finally came back down to close at 61 cents. This made Bursa to issue another UMA, that is unusual market activity query, to YNH management, in which Bursa asked YNH management to furnish Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad with the following additional information for public release. First one, identities of the properties including the location and total size, and second, to disclose the current stage of negotiation, and third, indicative timeline to finalize the disposal, and lastly, indicative or range of the purchase consideration and their materiality pursuant to paragraph 10.02 of the main market listing requirements. These are thus far the reply from YNH management. The company wishes to announce that the group currently receives offers from interested parties to purchase from the group a retail shopping mall located at Mont Kiara, with land size of 6.0 acres, bearing the address number 8 Jalan Kiara, Mont Kiara, postal code 50480 Kuala Lumpur, Wilayah Persekutuan, and erected on the freehold land held under the title bearing particulars Geran Mukim 8842, Lot 67384, Mukim Batu, Kuala Lumpur, Daerah Kuala Lumpur Negeri Wilayah Persekutuan, which is known as the proposed disposal. The company is expected to finalize the selection decision within 1 month from the date of this announcement. The indicative highest percentage ratio applicable to the proposed disposal pursuant to paragraph 10.02 of the main market listing requirements of Bursa Securities is 19.11%. The company will release the announcement on the proposed disposal once decision is made and terms are finalized and agreed by both parties. However, neither the indicative price range nor the materiality of the disposal were disclosed by the developer. YNH Property, in which well-known investor Datuk Yu Kwan Chons owns a 32.6% stake, posted losses in the last 3 financial years. In the financial years 2021, it reported a net loss of Ringgit Malaysia 2.79 million for the year, and this increased to RM 14.59 million in fiscal year 2022 and RM 18.23 million in the final 18 months of fiscal year 2023, which ended on June 30th, 2023. Even though revenue increased by 19% to RM 62.74 million from 52.84 million in the previous year, YNH net loss for July to September months increased to Ringgit Malaysia 10.22 million from RM 2.22 million in the first quarter of fiscal year 2024. Hence, as of now, YNH Property is still a loss-making company. Now, we come to Rapid Synergy Stock. In its qualified opinion issued last November, KPMG highlighted that Rapid Synergy's financial statement for the financial period ended June 30th, 2023 provided insufficient disclosures and evidence over a Ringgit Malaysia 4.43 million rental income, a RM 2.32 million gain from the disposal of property, and KPMG also flagged material uncertainty over RM 40.34 million in deposit paid for property acquisition, citing a lack of due diligence and valuation reports. In response to Bursa Malaysia UMA query, Rapid Synergy said that it is currently considering proposal to sell off some of the group's landed properties, but these proposals are still in the stages of discussion. And apart from this, it stated that it is not aware of any corporate development relating to the group's business that may account for the heightened trading activities in recent days. And the board is not aware of any other possible explanation to account for the trading activities, it said in the board's filing today. On 20th January recently, Rapid Synergy further provided more details to the proposal of its sales of some of the group's landed properties, which is read as follows. Our board is in negotiation for the disposal of all that piece of freehold and held under individual title Hak Milik Sementara Daftar 123441 PT 50158 Mukim Kuala Lumpur Daerah Kuala Lumpur Negeri Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur, herein referred to as proposed Sri Hatama's disposal. The negotiation of the terms and conditions of the proposed Sri Hatama's disposal is in its final stage. The Sales and Purchase Agreement (SPA) has been finalized for approval by our board and the purchaser. The SPA is expected to be concluded on 23rd January 2024, and the proposed Sri Hatama's disposal is expected to be completed by first quarter of calendar year 2024. The sale consideration of the proposed Sri Hatama's disposal is amount to RM 39 billion. And when I take a look at Rapid Synergy Berhad income statement, since 2020 till now, it has been a profit-making company, though on a decreasing basis, and it also has a negative free cash flow. But should the disposal of the above proposed property materialize, this should add more cash flow to the company's balance sheet. Now, before I move to the next stock, that is IMASPRO. If you have enjoyed the content of this video thus far, I would appreciate that you hit onto the like button to let me know. This would surely give me more motivation to churn out similar content on my YouTube channel in near future. Thank you. Among these three beaten down stock, if I were to choose one to catch its falling knife, it would be none other than IMASPRO. The reasons are as follows. Firstly, in my opinion, the reason why IMASPRO stock price has taken such a bad hit recently, together with Rapid Synergy and YNH, is because it got implicated by Dr. Yu, as he happened to be IMASPRO's second largest shareholder, and the market could be having concern of what would happen to IMASPRO price should Dr. Yu have to force sell its large stake in IMASPRO in order to raise funds. This fear and concern has caused IMASPRO stock price to take a massive plunge of 68% since 9 January to 24th January this year. But with the positive progress we could see on both YNH Property and Rapid Synergy thus far, the chances of this occurring is very slim to almost none in my humble opinion. Secondly, fundamentally, IMASPRO is a profitable company with a sound ongoing concern. It spotted a healthy balance sheet with total cash of RM 53.29 million versus total debt of RM 2.29 million, unlike the other two companies. Its total revenue is increasing year over year since year 2023 versus its trailing 12 months. Its trailing 12 months net income has also been on an increasing trend since year 2020. And when I look at its cash flow, IMASPRO has been having positive free cash flow since year 2020 till now, except for the year of 2022. IMASPRO have also been paying dividend consistently in the past 10 years, though its payout ratio is on the high side of 129.63%, which means that the dividend payments are not well covered by its earnings. A healthy payout ratio would be under 70%. On 11 January this year, Mr. Tong Chin Han, which is the MD and Executive Director of IMASPRO, bought 650k share of IMASPRO at RM 1.98 cents. IMASPRO Berhad CEO, that is Tong Chin Han, was appointed since November 2005, and he has a tenure of 18 years, directly owns 9.49% of the company's shares worth RM 11.16 billion. The average tenure of the management team and the board of directors is around 1.8 years and 8.4 years respectively. On the other hand, Mr. Chang Wing-Fui buys since 11 January to 18 January this year at price ranging from Ringgit 2.278 to Ringgit 1.132 per share. So far, I have not seen any of the insider for both Rapid Synergy and YNH Property stepping in to buy up its own share yet. When insiders step in to buy up its own share, especially during crisis time like this, is important as it helps to send out signals to the masses as a vote of confidence by its own management. The same couldn't be said for Rapid Synergy, at least as of now. Though any badly beaten down stock would have a technical rebound, but if there is no valid substance to support the rebound in the stock price, any technical rebound on the stock prices would not be for long, but only temporarily most of the time from my past observation. But if a stock price rebounded with a strong support of its own fundamental, then the rebound of the stock price would be way more sustainable. And at current price, IMASPRO is trading at around Ringgit 1.43. It is back to its 2015 low. Technically, we could see clearly that IMASPRO is oversold, and in my own opinion, it has been a victim of being linked to Dr. Yu. IMASPRO fundamental is still intact and sound. And recently, we could see a slight rebound in IMASPRO stock price, and the stock price has been moving sideways in the past 1 week, which usually signal end of further crashing down, and it may be consolidating to move back up. If I were to look at its most recent quarter earnings, I could also see that IMASPRO has an improved revenue of 12.7% quarter over quarter in year 2022 and a 33.8% increase in its net profit quarter over quarter in year 2022. So if I were to pick among these three badly beaten down stocks, which are all linked to Dr. Yu, yes, I will not hesitate to buy into IMASPRO now at its current badly beaten down price and expect at least a rebound to around Ringgit Malaysia 3.4 to 3.5. And one thing I would like to highlight is that IMASPRO has a super low public float of around 6.98 million only. This means supply for IMASPRO is relatively low, So should demand come in, it could easily push up IMASPRO stock price if demand overtook its supply. Hope you have found value in my sharing here, and as always, before you make any investment decision, remember to always do your own due diligence. And bye for now, and I shall see you again in my next video.